And if you just tune in, it's still Echo FM 100.7 Owerri, 12 minutes gone past 11 already. How are you, my friend? Hey, I have a very sweet voice. What do they say? If the lizard falls from a very high, height or very high building and no one gets to commend the lizard, he or she will commend himself, right? So I am commending myself and also praising this sweet voice. Mars doesn't agree this morning. Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome.
You love music?
Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Health Revolution, your daily tonic for healthy living. And sorry, sincere apologies for starting off behind schedule. It was actually due to some commercials we actually had to roll to bring in the money. You know how these things work. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Barry Cosmos, for handing over to me. As usual, my name is Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva, your most adorable. And I'm not alone. DJ Mars is also in the building. Hey, DJ Mars, good morning to you. How are you doing? Okay, so I know you're eager to know what we have to discuss. And as usual, trust me when I say no dull moments at all. But before I go ahead to let the cat out of the bag, quickly let me drop some health update like I usually do and let you know that the Enugu state government says it has intensified surveillance activities at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport following the outbreak of Ebola disease in Uganda. According to the State Commissioner for Health, Professor George Ugu, he revealed this and added that other entry points into the state are being monitored as well, while the government has designated a dedicated isolation facility to manage any suspected cases of the disease that may arise within its territory. Well, he says why it seems more like Enugu State is intensifying its measures is because it has been classified as high risk due to the presence of the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, which serves as a major gateway for international travelers. And that's Enugu State. And here I am asking again, what is Imo State doing? What measures have been put in place at our airport, at our borders? Yes, Imo wasn't mentioned or listed, but we shouldn't wait until a case is detected. So I want to use this medium to call on the Commissioner for Health in Imo to try as much as possible to make sure that some of these measures are also put in place right here in Imo. Okay, and over to Abia. More stories from the southeast this morning. And we're getting the information from the NMA, Nigerian Medical Association, Abia State Branch. They've actually come out to announce the release of kidnapped orthopedic surgeon Dr. Uche Benaventure Agwocha, who was abducted on Sunday, May 26, 2026. And then they said he was released just recently. And as a result of that, they will no longer be embarking on an indefinite strike. Initially, the strike was scheduled to start off on Tuesday, June 2nd, over the surgeon's abduction. But the information we are getting right now as of this morning is that the NMA Abia State Branch has actually called off that particular strike, and they're also thanking God for the safe return of their colleague who was abducted and released unhurt. So yes, we join them to actually thank God for preserving the life of that particular doctor. Do you know how many doctors have left the country? So if one has been spared like this, we have every reason to be grateful. Okay, and I have just one last update before we go over to the topic for today. And reports say that fresh panic gripped residents of Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State yesterday after another suspected gas leak at a school known as Our Lady of Apostles Secondary School, Epe Garage in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. And now they are saying that gas leak left so many students and staff members requiring urgent medical attention. The affected victims were rushed to the hospital in Ijebu-Ode following complaints of breathing difficulties, weakness, and other symptoms linked to exposure to gas. Now, this is not the first time this is happening in that particular axis. According to the information I have at my disposal, this is the third reported case of a mysterious gas leak in the area within 2 months. It happened sometime in April, it happened in May, and now again it's happening. So people are now concerned. Now, for people who don't understand what I'm trying to say, the Ogun State government later on did an investigation and disclosed that that particular gas is known as methane gas, methane, methane gas, and it's likely to be the source of that gas leakage in the area. And for people who inhale these things, it is highly, highly poisonous. That's what they're saying. Now, according to, I think it's the school management, they also released a statement and said that that leakage did not come from their school premises, that it actually came from behind the school. And here I'm asking, Ministry of Environment in Ogun and other states really have to start to put certain things into consideration. You go around Owerri, for instance, right? Not just Owerri, some major cities, and you see gas plants also sited in the same location where people live, in residential areas. You see gas plants in business environments. Let's not even talk about filling station. I have one very close to where I live. Yeah, it might not, there might be no harm right now, okay? But God forbid, any day there's an explosion, you would understand what I'm trying to say. I remember the one that happened in Oji few years ago. I know everyone heard about that incident. It claimed some lives. The explosion alone claimed some lives and then shattered windows and buildings around that particular filling station. So I don't understand why such buildings or infrastructure should be actually approved by the government in such areas. And now management of this school is complaining, and they are saying that it's not the first time that there is gas leakage from that particular facility. Now, when this leakage happens, you start to see students fainting. It's actually a boarding school. They start to faint, they start to vomit, they start to complain of dizziness. So, yeah, I just want to use this medium to also remind the Ministry of Environment to try from time to time, go around and supervise these plants. Make sure that their equipments are functioning properly. Make sure they have all the necessary safety gadgets, and make sure that they don't have any form of leakage anywhere, so that they do not actually, endanger the lives of people around those plants. Okay, so let's go over to the topic for today. I actually wanted to talk about something else this morning, but I had a terrible experience yesterday evening. And yes, I'd have to talk about it, right? Most times when people come down with one form of attack or the other, you might think you know what to do until you find yourself in that situation. That was me yesterday. Now, I stumbled into someone who was having an ulcer pain attack. In fact, for a long time in my life, I've not actually come across someone with that kind of severe pain. The last time I remember was when I was in secondary school. A student actually had that kind of pain. I was just on the floor, rolling up and down, calling for help, and then she was rushed to the dispensary, right? That was years ago. And then yesterday, it stared me in my face. I stumbled into it, and I was like, God have mercy. The pain was so severe that it made everybody around her confused. Started running helter-skelter. What will we do? What will we give her to calm down the pain? And that made me realize. And then someone made a statement. Now, wow, I don't know, say ulcer they pain like this. And I looked at him, I'm like, whoa. Well, a lot of people are not still informed. And that has informed today's topic, to refresh our memories about peptic ulcers. And also, we'll do a little bit of research to let you know what you can do to relieve ulcer pain. Yes, very, very important. There'll be more information, but I have an audio clip for us. I would want us to sit back, listen to this particular audio clip. And it's coming from Dr. Chinonso Egemba. He's a very popular medical doctor, and he has a lot to say about peptic ulcer and foods that people who have ulcer should avoid. Okay, so that it doesn't trigger the pain. All right, let's listen. And after that, I will be right back.
Echo FM. It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
You love music? You love Echo FM 100.7.
A stomach ulcer is not too much gas. A stomach ulcer is not stomach pain. A stomach ulcer is an open wound, the lining of your stomach. Now, here's why it's difficult to heal. Imagine you have a fresh wound here, right? The back of your hand. Now, every single day you have that wound, you dip the hand inside a bucket of strong acid. Will the wound heal? Answer me now. Answer me fast. No, it will not heal. Why? Because that acid is going to prevent that wound from healing. Now, this is a wound on the outside though. You also need to understand that inside your stomach is a bucket of acid. Yes, your stomach naturally produces hydrochloric acid. The acid in your stomach is so strong that if I carry this glass and put it inside, it's going to melt it. The reason the stomach is there is so that I can digest food and so that I can keep bacteria. Now, you will now ask yourself, why doesn't the acid not destroy the stomach? It's also because inside the lining of the stomach, it has a thick layer of mucus. So it's like a dashi for the acid. The job of that mucus is to protect the stomach from the own acid. But you now need to understand that there are certain Obanje bacteria like H. pylori, that's the main culprit in so many places. Or if you're abusing painkillers like ibuprofen, diclofenac, feroxicam, piroxicam, those particular painkillers are known as NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Part of their job is that they stop your body from making something that's supposed to make that particular mucus. So if you destroy that mucus, all the acid is now going to start affecting the stomach. Gong. If you now remove the shield, the thing that's protecting the stomach, what now starts to happen is that the acid will now start eating the stomach wall. This is the ABC of ulcer. You also need to understand that healing the ulcer is very hard because you are trying to heal a raw wound that is inside acid. Remember what I said about your hand, right? Which is why what you put inside that stomach matters much. Because some food is like you carry some paper and then you're scratching on the wound. Others will tell your stomach to even produce more acid. Let's now go to the list of the foods that produce that make it hard for ulcer to heal. The first category, things that add fire to the fire. So imagine that somebody's house is burning and then somebody is now pouring petrol inside the house. It means that you don't want the house to quench. Number one, pepper, spicy foods. I know that this one will pain you. We love pepper. If you have not eaten the pepper that will make you sweat in the middle of your nose, you probably don't think you're eating pepper enough. But if you have ulcer, you need to run away from it. Pepper is your enemy. Why? Because spicy foods, especially pepper, contains a particular compound known as capsaicin. It doesn't necessarily cause more acid, but the already open wound is going to irritate it. So if just imagine that I have wound on my body and then I now carry barbed wire and I'm scratching it, it's going to be painful now. So my dear, if you are dealing with ulcer, one of the things that you should stop doing is stop irritating the food or irritating the wound with things like pepper. Another thing is citrus fruits. Orange, lime, lemon, grapefruit. Yes, it's healthy. But if you have ulcer, that is a naturally acidic fruit because it has what is called citric acid in it. If your stomach is already struggling with its own acid, you now pour orange juice. Come on now, think about it. Avoid them for now until your ulcer have healed. You also need to understand that sometimes even tomato paste, yes, acidic too. Especially the concentrated one, it can trigger the burning fast. So you might need to take a while, especially for foods like that. Category 2, the things that you think is innocent, but is actually causing problem to the ulcer. These usually ones, they're the ones that people drink. An example is caffeine or coffee. But doc, you say coffee is good for the liver, you say coffee is good for the kidneys. Yes, But if you have ulcer, it does not care. Now, caffeine, whether it's in coffee, it's in strong drink, it's in energy drink, does two bad things. Number one, it tells your stomach, make more acid. Number two, the valve that is on top of the stomach, it will go and relax it so that as the plenty ulcer is there, it's going to be coming up. So if you have ulcer, stomach ulcer, you need to understand that things like coffee and caffeine, you need to stop taking it. Another thing is alcohol. Yes, you people now, I'm always going to mention alcohol and everything. Me and alcohol have beef. Also because there's proof that says that alcohol is a poison. Alcohol goes to that protective mucus that is lining your stomach and then destroys it. It will also increase the amount of acid that your stomach is producing. So if you are treating ulcer, if you are still drinking beer and shekbe or spirits, you've already lost the game. Another thing is any drink that does psh, as you're opening it, psh, once you open the can, psh, carbonated drinks, minerals, soft drinks, soda, carbonated water or fizzy water, many of them, that gas increases the pressure inside the stomach. It can stretch the wound and then cause bloating with pain. Drink water. Well, you're not going to die if you drink water. You can put watermelon inside the water, nothing's going to happen to you. This is now another group of food that we need to talk about. Fried food, fatty food, small chops, puff-puff, fried yam, greasy burger, oily soup. If they've not give you the fisherman soup that you dip inside, you want to remove it, all your whole hand is shining red. Bad for your ulcer. Why? Because fat takes a long time to digest. When food sits in your stomach for a long time, the stomach will keep pumping acid and try to break it down. The longer the food stays, the more acid is produced, the more pain you feel. You need to eat food that your body can easily digest. And last but not the least, some people say, I drink milk and milk actually helps solve the problem. It's not really how it works. Life does not work the way it works inside your head. It's a myth. Some people, when they have ulcer, they just drink cold milk. And yes, for the first 20 minutes, you're going to feel good because it will coat the stomach lining. But you see that milk, it contains calcium and protein that stimulate your stomach to produce more acid later to digest it. So you're feeling relief now, but in 1 hour's time, more pain. You see, trap. It's like betting. You first win 2 odd, then when I collect the 2 odd that you win, I collect it back. So please, you need to also understand that healing an ulcer takes time. It can take weeks, it can take months. It's not magic. The medicine that your doctor prescribed to you, not the one that chemist roadside gave to you, which is usually proton pump inhibitors and antibiotics if you have H. pylori, take them as they described it for you. It's usually for 2 weeks. So you take the medicine and you also respect your stomach. So think of your stomach like a baby that is crying now. You need to pamper it with gentle food. Oats, pap, boiled vegetables that is done well, lean fish. Pamper the stomach. Now, if you treat your stomach with respect, your wound will heal. If you continue to bombard it with all these foods that I just mentioned, the wound will remain there looking at you. Another thing that we also need to share is that some of you think that hunger causes ulcer. It's not true. Hunger does not cause ulcer, but if you already have ulcer, hunger is going to make it worse. Fasting is going to make it worse.
Echo FM. It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
All right, welcome back. If you just joined us, it's exactly 11:30 right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. The program is Health Revolution, your daily tonic for healthy living, with yours truly, Mary Omeni Wode, the Slim Diva, your most adorable. And we had to make reference to a clip from a prominent popular Nigerian medical doctor and health influencer, and some people also call him a content creator, Dr. Chinonso Egemba. You heard what he said about the foods to avoid if you have got ulcer. Very, very important, because in this part of the world, most people do not care. Anything goes. And they tell you, oh, I'm a black man. Don't worry. They said pepper can trigger it, right? I will eat pepper. And yeah, to be frank, most people do all of these things and nothing happens to them, right? But if I try it, oh my goodness. Okay, so let's refresh our memories a little bit. Remember, I told you that what brought up this topic is my experience. I had a terrible experience yesterday evening. I was caught in between, oh God, what do I do now? What do I do next? Because I tried everything and it was not working. And that put me in a very difficult situation and also made me realize that most people do not know the steps, the measures to take when someone is down with an ulcer attack. I'm not here to prescribe. I'm not here to recommend. Like I always say, I'm a researcher, right? But I'm going to bring you information based on research. And then if you have got ulcer, especially the severe type of ulcer, please always make sure you go to the hospital. It's very, very important. All right, so let's go back a little bit to the symptoms of peptic ulcer. Very, very important. Now, some people actually complain about a lot of things like indigestion. People with stomach ulcers would always complain about indigestion. It will seem more like there is a burning sensation inside the stomach and then a feeling of fullness at the same time, right? For some people, they complain about acid reflux or what we call heartburn. For others, they experience vomiting, nausea, bloating, belching, gas pain. All of these things cannot be described by me because I'm not an ulcer patient, but if you see an ulcer patient who has got ulcer, they would most definitely describe all of these things that they pass through once in a while. Now, some people do not feel their ulcers at all, according to research. There is one known as the silent ulcer. That means that some people have ulcer and they do not come up with symptoms, according to research. Now, you might not experience any symptom until you start to develop complications. For people with a silent ulcer, which is even worse, it's just like you having something and you don't know that you have it, and then you go ahead to live your life the normal way every other person does, only for it to now get to bring up some complications. Now, complications can include bleeding or perforation. You know what perforation is? It's like creating a hole into something. Now, the symptoms you experience if you have the silent ulcer, according to research, is when you start to have black blood in your poop, dizziness, weakness. You feel like you want to faint. You start to vomit, and this vomit does not look like the normal color. It has this coffee, I don't know how to explain it, brownish kind of color from research, okay? That's what we are seeing right here. And then you start to experience sudden severe abdominal pain that has refused, in fact, that doesn't want to go away. Yes, that's when you have complications from the silent peptic ulcer. Okay, so for most people who do not know, for that particular one, if you have stomach ulcer, there could be other complications. There is something known as bleeding ulcer, perforated ulcer, and so on and so forth. Now, for this bleeding ulcer, it can cause anemia and make you to lose a little bit of blood, right? And then while severe blood loss can also lead to shock. So these are things that can happen when you have that kind of severe ulcer. Okay, so now for most people that have been asking causes of ulcer, I have heard this a lot. Some people say fasting can cause ulcer. Some say hunger can cause ulcer. No, research says that is actually not true. The two most common causes of stomach ulcer are H. pylori bacterial infection and overuse of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs known as NSAIDs. Now, these are the main causes, the two main causes of ulcer. And then I know that some people are asking, okay, what of lifestyle? Does lifestyle also encourage stomach ulcer? It depends. You heard the doctor mention alcohol. Yes. Excessive intake of alcohol can also predispose you. There is also smoking on the list. We say this a lot of times, you know, even people who sell the cigarette will tell you that smokers are liable to die young. And then I imagine why people still go ahead to consume these things when they know that it's actually very, very risky for their health. Okay, another thing that has to do with lifestyle that can encourage stomach ulcer is spicy and acidic food. Yes, that's where pepper comes in. Okay, so I think I have passed on that information. Right, and then I've told you about the causes. For most people who feel that pepper is the direct cause of ulcer, I've heard some people say when you eat too much pepper, you could come down with ulcer. Research says no, pepper alone does not cause ulcer. However, when you eat something that is too spicy, that has a lot of pepper, it can trigger that particular attack or pain. Yes, so please, it doesn't cause ulcer directly, but it can irritate the existing ulcer. If you already have an ulcer, pepper, chili, hot sauce, other spicy foods, like I said, can make the pain or burning feel very bad. It's like you pouring pepper on an open wound. You know how you're going to feel. That's how the ulcer will also react, okay? All right. Now, there are a lot of things to say this morning, but before I open up the phone lines, something that the doctor didn't touch on, and I actually wanted to bring you that clip, but because I didn't have enough time, let me see what I can do. It has to do with the kinds of foods that ulcer patients should try, to eat, okay? That might not trigger ulcer. You have carbs, carbohydrates, according to what I can see. There is the plain oatmeal. There is also sweet potatoes, steamed potatoes, yam. According to research, these things can also aid and not cause your stomach lining to be irritated. There is pap, akamu, without milk. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, there is also rice, plain rice, but I don't know now if it's with stew or without stew. So I'm seeing plain rice, and I know that there is plain rice here for a reason. We also have unripe plantain. We also have whole grain bread. Yes, these are the kinds of foods I can see here. Now, for the protein category and low fat, protein and low fat food is recommended. You have eggs, either the boiled eggs, most importantly, the boiled eggs. You also have skinless chicken. You heard me, skinless chicken. Because a lot of people, I've also heard dietitians say that chicken, the back of chicken or the skin, contains a lot of fat. So here I am seeing that as part of the food that is recommended for ulcer patients, skinless chicken or skinless turkey or boiled fish, highly recommended. Now, for the fruits and vegetables, avocado in small amounts is recommended. Vegetables is also recommended. Fruits that are low in acid. You can't eat pineapple when you have ulcer. I have heard that a lot, that pineapple can trigger that attack. Why? It is highly acidic. I can see papaya, pawpaw is highly recommended. Pawpaw is also recommended. And there's also pumpkin, yes, and also green beans, carrots, yes, carrots. I can see all of these things here as well. And then olive oil is the kind of oil that is also recommended for you. There is water. Yes, it said that you should learn to drink lots and lots of water. Okay, I wouldn't want to go deep into all of those things, but I just thought I should let us know that for ulcer patients, please, you'd have to try as much as you can to take good care of your health. An ulcer pain attack is very, very painful. I witnessed it again yesterday, and I said, no, you know what? I'd have to come here to tell everyone and also open up our eyes and refresh our memories so that we'll know exactly what to do. Now, for that ulcer pain attack, it is a flare-up of burning or a kind of discomfort caused by open sores in the lining of someone's stomach or small intestine. Now, you want to know how it feels? Okay, let me tell you. According to research, it's a sharp, burning, aching pain, sometimes described as a feeling like as if acid is eating up your stomach. I want you to do an experiment. It's just like you pouring raw acid on your flesh. What happens? It starts to wear out. That's the kind of pain, the kind of feeling, the kind of sensation that ulcer patients have when that pain comes. Oh my God, it's indescribable, okay? And then it usually happens in the upper middle abdomen between the breastbone and the belly button. Now, the pain can then radiate to your chest and even your back most of the time. It can last anywhere from a few minutes to several hours. That is how it feels like. So please, when you see someone complaining of ulcer attack or ulcer pain, don't just write it off and say, oh, okay, go and take pain relief. And mind you, you do not give them pain relief. Oh, according to what I can see from my research, it would even increase the pain. I will talk more about that. But let's open up the phone lines for people who would want to contribute. If you've ever experienced this attack, that's what I call it, ulcer pain attack, or you know someone who has experienced it, you can also call in and share your experience and tell us what you did to calm that person's attack. If you have knowledge about ulcer as well, would like to hear what you have to say and your contributions this morning. 0911 20022, or you call 0707 454 1014. Again, 0911 20022, or you call 0707 454 1014. Those are the numbers to call this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah.
Kachisin.
Good morning, the Slim Diva.
Good morning, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, please.
My name is Kachisin Ekuha.
Okay.
I am calling from my community, Avo, in the West local government.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for always bringing topical issues to our knowledge. Yes, thank you very much. So, for me, I am not a patient of ulcer, but my mom is.
Okay.
But anytime, it comes once in a while, you know. So, and anytime it hits her, it's really, really horrible for her.
Okay.
To just be, in fact, I can't describe the pain, but I'll always speak for her. In fact, anytime it holds her down, she won't even be able to cook. It will not be us that will do the cooking and then serve her.
Oh, my.
You know? So it's really, it's not something I pray for someone to have. But I want to ask a question. She has been managing it. There are drugs she do take. But I also have one of my brothers also who is also a patient of ulcer. But most times, he will send me to go and buy him yogurt. He said once he drinks yogurt, just like you said, it's like a feeling of hotness and all that. So when he takes yogurt, especially the one that doesn't have sugar, so he says it quenches the stomach, you know. So I want to know if yogurt, you know, is also advisable for them. Then two is this. Those I know who pass through or who are suffering from this ulcer, including my mom, is there any permanent solution to it? Because I use my mom as an example. Her own comes once in a while, just one in a year. It may hit her like 2 or 3 times, right? So does he have any permanent solution? If yes, what is the solution? My name is Kati Sinekwa from us.
Okay, thank you so much, Kachisin, for calling this morning. Keep your calls coming in and let's gather all the questions that we can. Hello, good morning. Oh, no, this is not good. Move far away from your radio set. Hello. All right, and I want to agree that you're doing that on purpose, and that is very petty. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome. What's your name?
My name is Frank, calling from Mbitolo.
From Mbise?
Mbitolo, calling from Mbitolo.
Oh, Mbitoli, you're welcome, Frank. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I so much appreciate you people on the Echo FM.
Thank you.
your programs at times, I wish our government from federal level to state level, even the local government, turn things around for us, for better environment, like you people are doing in Eco FM.
Thank you.
Like this issue you're talking about now, also, I haven't witnessed it, and I don't pray I witness it, but I have someone that suffer in it. I know how that person feels whenever he rises like this. But I feel pain in my heart that at times our government are not helping us in the area of health.
Okay.
Take it from example, if you go to hospital, let's assume for chemist stores or pharmacies, let's say, if you don't have what it takes, when I mean what it takes, money, you cannot be able to have very good medication for such case. Yes, that is one of the things that kill most people on that ulcer of a case. Because what you get in our society this time around is chalk. Chalk, they call it medicine, but to me I see it's chalk. But we take it, the case continue. So I don't know, but I wish, I pray that God would touch their heart for them to fix things rightly as you people are fixing it on radio.
Okay.
So that you'll be able to get very good medication for such case. I believe you will not be rampant.
Okay.
Keep your good works, and God bless you all.
God bless you too. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate you for calling this morning all the way from Mbitoli. So, Kachis, to answer to your question, according to research, does yogurt calm ulcer pain? What I can see, according to research and from dietitians, it is said that yogurt can be helpful for ulcer pain. Its creamy texture and probiotics can help soothe the stomach lining, while the life and active cultures in the yogurt can help fight off the H. pylori bacteria that often causes ulcer. However, I want you to take note. It's not all yogurt that is yogurt. Everything now in this country is yogurt. Now, they said the best type to eat is the plain and unsweetened yogurt. Flavored yogurts contain added sugars and can irritate the stomach lining, thereby increasing acid production. And also, another one that is being recommended by dietitians is the Greek yogurt, because it is thicker, richer in protein, and provides a better protective barrier for your stomach. Also, you should go for the low fat or fat-free yogurts. It will be more gentle on the digestive tract, according to research. So I hope that answers your question, Kachi-sin, this morning. And then the next one, you asked if there is a permanent solution for ulcer. From what I can see, according to research, the knowledge I have about ulcer is that it can be managed, right? But when you do your research a little bit, you find out that if that particular bacteria is eliminated, which is the H. pylori bacteria. If it is eliminated, yes, there is every possibility that it can be taken off, completely, okay, with proper treatment. And that's why you have to go see a professional, go see a doctor. They will tell you exactly what to do. So your mom could be having that particular pain from time to time. That means that bacteria is still very much present. So please refer her back to a general physician. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello.
Move away from your radio. Good morning. Move away. What's your name?
I'm Lady Principal. I'm calling from Bishop's Court.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I've suffered that H. pylori.
Kai.
The attack. So I'm here to share my experience and what people to do, because I've tried it and it's working for me.
Okay.
Okay, so it comes with serious back pain, especially at night. Apart from other things that the person will suffer, the person will have serious back pain, especially at night. And the person will be very good. So the person has ulcer. comes to vomiting, chest pain, stomach pain,
Somehow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's from my end, but your voice is not too clear. I'm struggling to hear you. I don't know if it's your mouthpiece or your earpiece, or you can change your position.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's still not too clear. I actually don't know why, but please, so sorry about that. I had to let you go. I apologize. Or you can send in a text message, okay? A WhatsApp message rather. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Catch us in quickly, please. Please. You have called before.
Thank you for answering my first question.
All right.
I
quickly.
want to ask another one.
Quickly.
You know, now that I told you that my mom has this thing, I want to also know whether it is it transferred from like
hereditary?
Gene. Hereditary. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thank you for calling. I will respond in few seconds. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Please move far away from your radio set. What's your name, please?
Yeah, you are speaking with ULCER.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. See, this ulcer of a thing, as I did not die from ulcer, I don't think I would die again.
Chai, sorry about that. But how are you feeling now? Do you still have the attack once in a while?
No trace. No trace.
Okay, that is good.
There's no trace of ulcer again.
That is good. But how long did it take for it to just go off?
Well, from the herbal treatment, just 2 weeks off.
Okay. All right. It's good to know. And thank God you're no longer having that particular ulcer pain. I know that can be very, very traumatizing. You don't want to see someone with, that particular attack. I know what I'm saying. It's a terrible experience. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello. Good morning.
Your name and location.
Yeah, my name is Ugi, calling from Iagua.
Your name is what?
Ugi.
Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah. This thing also of the I mean, I'm an ulcer patient too, but the experience is not that very easy.
Try.
It was when that doctor was talking about pepper and all that stuff. I was even eating spicy food just now. So.
And then you stopped. You stopped immediately. You heard him.
I go chop my food.
Nigerian, so so when you eat spicy food, does it trigger the pain?
Yeah, sometimes even there was a time I went to buy malaria medicine. So the thing, I didn't tell the nurse that I had ulcer because it has been long. The thing came last year December. So when I just took the medicine, the pain, it was like my heart was beating inside my stomach, and the heat inside my stomach, I was feeling like restless.
Okay.
So I just went back to the nurse and told her that, I did not tell you I had ulcer, so you give me something for the ulcer.
Oh no, so sorry about that. I apologize. I actually didn't cut you off, but thank you for sharing your experience. And one last call for the day. Hello? Hello? Oh no. Hello? Can you hear me? What's your name, please?
My name is Leong. I'm calling from Abuja.
Leong from Abuja. Where in Abuja, please?
I'm calling from Jabi.
Jabi. Okay, go ahead.
You see, this also a thing. Also, I think we don't pay much attention to it. The way we pay attention to some of all these viruses and diseases.
Okay.
And you know that in Nigeria, there are most people with ulcer issues, Just like me, there was a time my own started. That was the first time I even noticed that ulcer can hook you at your back. You not even talk.
Oh, my God.
The thing hooked me. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. And that time I was even serving. I don't even know who to call or who to tell. I just have to manage. I thought it was just a normal something. I stretched myself. I have to go to hospital, one Navy hospital. They now asked me if I have ulcer. I told them yes. They said that is the cause.
Oh no.
And ulcer is very bad. Anything that people can do to avoid having it, because once you have it, what you do is managing it.
Yes.
Because you avoid eating some certain things which gives you pleasure. So that is it. I thank God that the doctor even brings something about it so that people will know and be educated about all these things.
It's okay.
I love what you people are doing. Thanks so much.
Thank you too for listening. We love you too. Are you listening online or via the frequency?
Online.
It's good. Thank you for following us all the way to Jabi, Abuja. We love you so much. Okay, the last answer I'll be giving to Catching Sin this morning, if ulcer is hereditary, because he says his mom has it and he doesn't know if there will be any chance for himself or other people in the family to have it as well. Well, from what I can see, according to research, ulcer itself is not genetic, right? But where the problem lies is the bacteria. That bacteria that causes stomach ulcer, the H. pylori, is highly contagious and easily passed from parents to children. That is what I can see according to research. Now, I know you're asking, how can this be passed on? It spreads within family members through saliva. Saliva is like one of the most commonest, modes of transmission. There's also contaminated food and close contact. So the major route of infection from mother to child usually occurs during childhood, when a mother is always, kissing the child, giving the child something from the mouth. Maybe she has chewed from her mouth and all of that. She could also be passing on that bacteria. So that's why I discourage all of these practices. In as much as your baby wants to eat food and you're looking at the baby never grow teeth. You now put yam inside your mouth, you chew it, use your spit, dilute it, and then put it back. Oh, God. Yes, that's what our parents and grandparents and ancestors did. It worked. But now things are changing. You doing that, you are passing on a lot of infection to your child. And you say, there's nothing that will happen. My parents did it to me. I don't want to talk too much. Okay. So let me let you know that empty stomach, can also trigger ulcer. Eating foods. Okay, there's something I want to say, but let me leave that. Now, other common symptoms, I've talked about heartburn, indigestion, bloating, vomiting, nausea, and so on and so forth. So how can you relieve an attack? By taking antacids. I will not tell you or prescribe anyone. Go see a medical practitioner and they'll give you the best antacid to take for temporary relief, to neutralize that stomach acid at that particular time. Okay? And then if you need long-term permanent treatment, please seek the services of a medical personnel. They will now tell you exactly what to do. Please avoid medications like ibuprofen. Some people, because they feel it has to do with pain, they rush and go and take, I have to mention the name of the drug, ibuprofen. Please, I'm seeing it here. Do not take ibuprofen. Please. They say you should stop it because it will irritate it more. It will irritate the stomach lining and even worsen the ulcer. So if you don't know what to do when someone is having ulcer attack, please rush the person to the nearest medical facility. Don't just take measures into your hand and try to help when you don't even know what to do. Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. My name is Mary Omeniwode, the Slim Diva, your most adorable. Up next is the news at noon. Don't go anywhere. Thank you, DJ Mars.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
You love music? You love Echo FM 100.7.
Echo FM.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? How we are slaves?
And I'm going to win this election.
That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's exactly the 4th day of June 2026, and this is the Global News at Noon, right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri, the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeni-Wode, bringing you the latest news and breaking stories around the world at this time. Here are the headlines. Federal government backs mining marshals, warns illegal miners. Rising insecurity, Senate begins state police constitutional push. Electricity, NERC approves special compensation for Ban A customers. On the foreign scene, U.S. House of Representatives backs resolution, seeks halt to military action in Iran. And U.S. hails Nigeria counter-terrorism efforts, confirms joint operation against ISIS leader. And on sports news this afternoon, EPL, personal tragedies affecting me. This is according to Konate. We'll bring you more details shortly. Stay tuned. We begin immediately with national stories that says the federal government has passed a vote of confidence on the mining marshals of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and commended the officers for their service to the country. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, gave the commendation during the inauguration of 8 newly acquired gun trucks for the mining marshals at the NSCDC National Headquarters in Abuja. Alake commended the mining marshals for their commitment and sacrifices in the ongoing battle against illegal mining activities across the country, describing their intervention as a critical component of the federal government's efforts to sanitize the solid mineral sector and maximize its contribution to national economic growth. The minister also warned individuals and groups seeking to undermine the marshals' operations to desist or face the full weight of the law. Alake stressed that the federal government remains unwavering in its support for the mining marshals and would continue to provide the resources, logistics, and institutional backing required for them to effectively discharge their mandates. And over to the Red Chambers, where the Senate has commenced the constitutional process for the establishment of state police, pledging to provide the necessary legislative support to strengthen Nigeria's security architecture and curb rising cases of banditry, kidnapping, and violent crime across the country. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Yemi Adaramodu, disclosed this in an exclusive interview. According to him, the Red Chamber was ready to expedite legislative action on state policing as part of efforts to support President Bola Tinubu in addressing the nation's worsening security challenges. The senator's assurance comes amid growing concerns over insecurity, particularly following the recent abduction of pupils and teachers in Oyo State. The school attack has been described as one of the most significant incidents of its kind in recent years, reviving memories of the abductions of school children in northeastern Nigeria and raising fresh concerns about the safety and educational institutions. While in Delta State, the government has urged communities benefiting from power projects to protect electricity infrastructure provided by the state. The Commissioner for Energy, Michael Anoka, made the appeal when leaders of the Utabo Bay community paid him a courtesy visit in Asaba. While lamenting the rampant vandalism of electricity facilities across the state, the Commissioner listed cables, transformers, solar batteries, and other equipment among infrastructures frequently targeted by vandals. He disclosed that the state government had committed substantial resources to securing and maintaining electricity infrastructure. He therefore maintained that several engineering considerations must be addressed before the execution of any electrification projects. Anoka noted that vandalism and deliberate sabotage have imposed huge financial costs on the government. The commissioner also appealed to community leaders and residents to partner with the government in protecting public assets. And over to Oyo State, where the State House of Assembly rejected suggestions and calls that the state government should negotiate with the bandits who abducted teachers and students during the coordinated attacks at Ahoro Esiele in Oriire local government area of the state on Friday, May 15, 2026. It, however, called for intensified rescue operations to secure the release of victims abducted during the attack. This resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by the lawmaker representing Oriire State constituency, Johnson Ogundele, during plenary shortly after the House resumed from the Eid-el-Kabir recess. The Assembly also called on the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and the State Universal Basic Education Board to immediately conduct security audits of schools located near forests and border settlements across the state. It's exactly 7 minutes past noon. If you just tune in, you are listening to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here's a recap of the headlines. Federal government backs mining marshals, warns illegal miners. Rising insecurity. Senate begins state police constitutional push. Electricity. NERC approves special compensation for Band A customers. And on the foreign scene, U.S. House of Representatives backs resolution, seeks to halt military action in Iran. And U.S. hails Nigeria counter-terrorism efforts, confirms joint operation against ISIS leader. And on sports news, EPL, personal tragedies affected me last season. This is according to Konate. We'll bring you more details after this break. Please stay tuned.
Did you know that certain harmful practices can negatively impact your health and well-being? If you wish to live a healthy lifestyle, avoid excessive alcohol consumption, engage in regular exercise and physical activity to boost energy levels, prevent chronic diseases, and keep you fit. Quit smoking and vaping to prevent lung cancer and respiratory problems. Limit your intake of highly processed foods and eat more of fruits and vegetables. Do not drink and drive. Do not use gadgets such as phones and tablets while driving. Do not forget to strap your seatbelt or wear helmets while operating automobiles. Do not engage in poor hygiene and sanitation practices. Above all, do not neglect your mental health. Stress, anxiety, and depression can worsen symptoms and impact daily life. Remember, small changes today can lead to a healthier tomorrow. This message is brought to you by
Echo 100.7.
You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you are listening to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7. Still to come is business news and sports news. Now let's go back to the rest of the news. And in business news this afternoon, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) has approved a special compensation package for eligible Band A electricity customers affected by power supply shortfalls caused by grid generation constraints between February and March 2026. In a public notice issued, the Commission stated that the directive became necessary following significant generation shortages across the Nigerian electricity supply industry, which hindered distribution companies, also known as DISCOs, from delivering the committed service levels to some Band A customers. According to the NERC, the shortfalls were largely caused by inadequate gas supply and vandalism of critical gas and transmission infrastructure, factors beyond the direct control of the DISCOs. The Commission stated that prepaid customers will receive the compensation through token credits, while postpaid customers will benefit through bill adjustments. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to protecting electricity consumers while ensuring the stability and sustainability of the electricity market. Over now to the foreign scene, where the U.S. House of Representatives has backed a resolution seeking to halt American military action in Iran, a symbolic move that deals a political blow to President Donald Trump as efforts to find a deal with Tehran stagnate. Weeks of complicated talks marked by sharp rhetoric and flare-ups of violence have not managed to reach a deal to end the war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which is essential to oil supplies. Washington and Tehran have sent divergent messages in recent days, with Iran saying no tangible progress was made. But in the latest episode of violence, Kuwaiti officials stated that renewed hostilities included an Iranian drone strike on a passenger terminal at Kuwait International Airport that killed one person and wounded 63 others. The resolution is largely symbolic, as the U.S. president can veto the measure if it gains Senate approval. In another development, the United States has reaffirmed its counter-terrorism partnership with Nigeria, citing recent joint operations that dealt a major blow to the Islamic State terrorist network known as ISIS. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio made the disclosure while speaking on U.S. foreign policy and international security cooperation. Rubio disclosed that American and Nigerian security agencies recently collaborated in an operation that eliminated a senior global ISIS leader operating from within Nigeria. According to him, concerns previously expressed by some groups regarding violence affecting Christian communities in Nigeria have strengthened security engagement between both countries. The U.S. Secretary of State revealed that the partnership has already produced tangible results in the fight against terrorism. Rubio's remarks underscores the growing security collaboration between Nigeria and the United States as both countries confront evolving terrorist threats in West Africa and the wider Sahel region. And now on sports this afternoon, Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konate has admitted that personal tragedies contributed to a dip in his form during the 2025 and 2026 season, as he reflected on a difficult campaign both on and off the pitch. The defender, who made 51 appearances, 49 of them starts for Liverpool, was a regular figure in the side but struggled to consistently reproduce the high levels he had shown in previous seasons as the club finished 5th in the Premier League. Konate, who has earned 27 caps for the France national football team, remains part of Didier's squad as France prepare for the World Cup. As reported, reflecting on the season, Konate pointed to a series of personal losses that left him emotionally drained while still trying to maintain his performance at the highest level. Despite the difficulties, Konate says he leaned on support from those around him, but also felt the responsibility to keep going for his team. And that's all for the global news at noon this afternoon. This was brought to you from our news desk. For more information and inquiries, please visit us on social media on Facebook at Echo FM 100.7 and at Echo FM. X at Echo FM _ Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7 and YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. That is www.echofm.net, or search for us on Radio Garden at Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Happy Thursday to you. Enjoy the rest of our programming. We'll have some guests in the studio in 3 minutes. Please sit back, listen to whatever they have to say, and don't tune off. Thank you for listening.